What's going on, guys? Good morning. Today is June 19th, Monday. Another week. Yesterday was Father's Day. June 19th, yeah, June 19th, just making sure. Yeah, yesterday was celebrating my first Father's Day. It was great. Had crazy amount of good food for my lunch and dinner. Lunch was more celebrating with me and my brother-in-law, and night was more celebration for my dad. But we had absolutely amazing food. So how do I feel as being a dad so far? It's been about 3.5 months, I think, close to 3.5 months being a father. It feels great. Of course there are challenges. The first month and a half was quite tough. You saw my vlogs, seeing how busy I am and just trying to balance things out, trying to prioritize things, but yet also not lack on my work at the same time, but really going full on both ends, right? Both ends. And being a dad, being a husband, you know, like there's so many aspects of it, but overall I felt like it has brought me to another level in my business and in my responsibility and my priorities, to be just to be almost like exponentially grow as a person in general. So, and I felt like it has affected different areas of my life, so that's good. But anyways, right now headed to the office. We're gonna have a team meeting, see how our week looks like the next couple of weeks as well. Things hasn't slowed down yet in the market. Still busy, still things are still picking up. People are still low in inventory all over Greater Vancouver anyways. But anyways, let's see, maybe I'll talk about something else later, but let's go. Came back from the office a little bit earlier today. Had a few other errands I had to run after the meeting at the office. Anyways, the reason why we're filming here at this this area that you guys are probably familiar with no balloons at the back, is I want to talk about actually the pre-sales that are happening. Not happening recently, but just happening in general, because I feel like pre-sale is a very not hot topic, but it seems like everybody wants to get into pre-sales. Pre-sales have I guess when people think about pre-sales, it's like you put in some money and you get a pretty high return, and sometimes you don't have to complete it, you can assign the property out, which is, yes, that is true, but not in all cases with every project, right? But anyways, that's not what I want to get into, what pre-sale is. I think majority everybody knows what a pre-sale is, but this is more so directed to new realtors, and if you're coming into the industry, to really let you know the reality, I guess, the reality of how pre-sales really work, for the most part, and based on my experience as a fairly new realtor. I'm in my second year, if some of you guys are wondering, but is VIP access really VIP? I think that is a lot of the questions that I really wondered as, you know, as a new realtor coming in. You know, what is the difference? VIP access, meaning VIP access to selection of units, or VIP access to early previews of the project? I feel like it confuses some, you know, some new realtors may ask, you know, oh, how do I get VIP in, you know, to preview most likely, you know, floor plans or getting the price list. But that doesn't mean you're getting VIP selection or VIP forms to select your suite for your clients. Sorry to break it to you, it does not mean any of that. You know, usually VIP access is usually a preview for your clients, but it doesn't mean your clients are able to get a unit right away, right? So, and I think a lot of new realtors coming in, you think that you are, getting VIP access. You're telling your clients that, hey, you have, it makes it sound like, you have first selection to the units, which not necessarily, you might not be able to get those units, right? So anyways, it goes on to the next question is, as a new realtor coming in, you're thinking, how do I get those selections, right? How do I get those forms selected? Well, generally the case is they usually have a time period of you selecting those forms. You submit the request that your client wants, and you submit it in, and it's really like a lottery draw that you may or may not get the suite selection. So you have to base it on that. If you get picked, great. If you don't, you don't, right? That is it, right? And there is not really much you can do as a new realtor. Again, this is a new realtor. If you're really new to the industry, you're trying to get into pre-sales for your client. There are a few things, of course, depending on your network, but let's just say you don't have any network. That's the work that you gotta do, right? And you may or may not get that unit. Okay, so the next question is, how does other realtors really actually get the VIP access? I think most cases, if you are getting really familiar with the industry, it's all about people, and it's all about connections, all about relationship, and I really believe that it's all about hard work to get where you need to be. So in order to really get that VIP selection and VIP, getting your foot into the door before everybody else. I know a lot of realtors that are, top agents. When they come in, they're not bringing just one or two clients. They're bringing, you're talking about 50 to the hundreds of clients for one realtor alone. And, for us, like new guys trying to get in, you can't necessarily compete with that. And those guys are generally focused on pre-sales. And that's their business, is in the pre-sale business, right? So they're able to get the resources to get their clients, to gather everybody together, bring it to a presentation center. But also I feel like for those guys, it doesn't happen overnight. They have worked on their craft. They have really built that relationship with the marketing team, built that relationship with the developer, and they have shown proven results of completing on those clients, and they bring solid business to them, right? So they obviously get the first priority, and for also top agents in general that will bring business, they will get the first priority pick, and based on their connection with the marketing team and the developer. At the end of the day, it's up to them how they want to pick and choose to allocate those units. And for some people, you might think it's unfair. How it's unfair for them to do that. You know what? It's easy to say unfair is because you're not getting the unit for your client or whatnot. But I feel like it is something that we can work towards, and I feel like it's time. You just need the time. If you're not majority in the pre-sale business, that's it. You're not in building that relationship with the marketing team or the developer, right? Especially us guys, we are in resale most of the time, but we know the resale market and resale agents very well, and we got an upside on that, right? So if you see it that way, hopefully it changes your perspective. And of course, there is the idea of majority of the 50% of the units usually in a project is sold to foreign buyers, right? And I think that happens, absolutely. So I think for new realtors, again, if you're a tenured realtor, you're doing this, everybody has their own opinion. This is just my experience and my opinion and how I look at pre-sales. But I feel like the advice that I want to give to new agents coming in, don't be stressed out on trying to, trying to compete with these big dogs that are coming in. I feel like work on your client. If you have one or two that, bring into the project, do your best. You do your best research, build that relationship. Remember, it does not happen overnight. It takes time, but I feel like the more solid one or two clients you're bringing in every year, you build that relationship, build that one or two important relationship, and you build to, build on that. I feel like, and if you look in 5-10 years time, you'll look back, you're like, hey, I'm glad that I made those steps, because you might be that one person that are bringing the maybe only 3 or 5 clients to a pre-sale project, but you build that relationship with a 5-10 year term that at the end, maybe these marketing team or developer will give you first priority, because based on you, based on your personality, based on the relationship you build, you're being genuine, you're bringing solid clients all the time. At the end of the day, it's a people game, right? So I haven't really experienced that yet, because I'm still new to the business. But if you're asking me how I'm doing it, that's exactly how I'm doing it. I'm taking it one step at a time and doing my best to get the particular unit that my clients want, and be able to do it very strategic way, and also to give out more than I get, especially in these pre-sales. And in a sense of there's some little things that you should be doing, and etiquette, where to really draw their attention and to really impress them. But anyways, that will be another topic. But at the end of the day, it's just hard work, right? It will take time. It's not easy, but if you meet the right people, build the right relationship, and you bring enough clients, doesn't have to be like the mass amount, because you're not in that business. If you're in resale like me, yeah, you just gotta take it year by year at the end of the day, right? So, and work hard for your clients. So it's funny, because I feel like a lot of people back in the day say pre-sale is easy money. Yes, it is easy money in a sense. If you really think about what we have to do with pre-sale, is really the realtor goes and signs the paper, right? I think a lot of realtors are like that, but if you are wanting the best for your client, you gotta make sure the price amount is right, they're getting the right unit, right floor, directional facing, and the layout is very, very important. Are they having parking and they're having storage? Are you able to negotiate that? The upgrades, all those kind of things are key into pre-sale. Yes, at the end days, you're just signing that paper, right? But I feel like now, more so pre-sale is really not that easy money. Because sometimes you gotta line up. You gotta line up for maybe 4 days or 4 hours. I don't know. Like it's pretty crazy. I'll give you guys one example that I just got an email from a project very, very recent, saying they have allocated all the units. They only had 200 plus units in the building, and they had thousands of requests. That was it. They're like, hey, Vincent, thank you for your time. They apologize, and they just kind of best of luck, and my client doesn't get any units. So that's what I'm saying about the suite form selection. You might or might not get it, and probably majority is already allocated to the people that they wanted to allocate it, right? We don't know, right? That is just my assumption. And I think some people might have got units without knowing, by random pick, because of the price point or floor levels, just depending on your form, right? But anyways, that's just my experience, and with that client there, I just move on to the next pre-sale project, whatever the best suits them, right? So anyways, that just gives you an insight. If you're new, again, feel free to reach out to me, ask me any questions. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight on how the pre-sales work. That's just a little snapshot of what really VIP access or VIP selection, previews, whatever before the public, all those things are, it could mean many things, right? But it's just the bottom line is you gotta work hard to really get that VIP access at the end of the day. But anyways, leave a comment below. Hopefully I hear more from you guys. Again, my door is always open. I'll see you guys soon.